Hi, this is Eric. Today I'm going to talk about Hebrews. Who are they? Where are they? And why have they been hiding in plain sight for everyone to see? The word Hebrew comes from a gentleman by the name of Eber, E-B-R. He was the seventh progenitor of Abraham, and he lived in Chaldea in and around the Euphrates River. He was Abraham's great, 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 great grandfather. The word Hebrew has been attached to the offspring of Isaac. Isaac was the son of Abraham, and the ancient Mesopotamian writings talk about a warlike group of individuals called the Iberu. The Iberu were the people that came in from Egypt, went across the Jordan River, and killed all the people that were called Canaanite, in other words, the Canaanites, and they took their area, including Jerusalem and some places on the west side of the Jordan River, known as Jordan today. What has happened is people think that the Hebrews are just the Jewish. Jews were just one of the 12 tribes of the other sons. And the other sons had all migrated and left the Palestinian region long before Jesus was born. In and around 800 BC, Sennacherib and some other Syrian kings had moved several of the tribes to the north. In other words, roughly from Atlanta to perhaps as far as North Carolina. It wasn't that long, it wasn't that big of a migration, but they moved nonetheless. The ancient Mesopotamian writings talk about you could always tell a Hebrew for his absolute refusal to shave any part of his face. They simply would not shave a bit of their face. And God, that's the same way with God. God knows where all the Hebrews are. He's not lost one particular soul out of the many hundreds of millions that have come from the offspring of Isaac. In and around 1040 BC is the last time we hear of the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Reuben, and the half-tribe of Manasseh being on the western side of Jordan. They simply vanished seemingly overnight. That translates to 1 Chronicles, the 12th chapter, is the last time that they were ever talked about being an extant tribe in the Bible. So they left what they had done. They had gone into Spain. They took a ship and they went into Spain, then moved themselves into Ireland, and then into Scotland, and what we know as the rest of the British Isles. And here's how you can sort of find their migrations. For instance, in around 1066 AD, a gentleman by Robert the Bruce put all the Scottish clans together into one kingdom. You may have seen the movie Braveheart with Mel Gibson. That's what that was all about. William Wallace. Braveheart he's the one that helped Robert the Bruce confederate all the tribes. They put the Declaration of Arbroath together at that time, and the Declaration of Arbroath has an interesting commentary about their forefathers crossing the Red Sea with Moses. So they knew who they were at the time, and that's where the Hebrews eventually landed, was in Western Europe and in the British Isles. Several of them that Sennacherib moved north did go north over the Black Sea region, the Caucasus Mountains, and then went into Eastern Europe by land, but it's much easier on the Mediterranean just to grab a ship and get out of Dodge. They were having trouble. The western tribes were having trouble with the Ammonites and the Moabites anyway, and they just decided to go conquer something that was very lightly populated, and that took them into Spain and Portugal. And how do you know that they're there? The Spain and Portugal is called the Iberian Peninsula. BR. There's your BR. They're telling you where they're at. There was Iberia. They then went into what we know as Ireland. And what was Ireland referred to in the olden times? Hibernia. So there's your BR again. And they moved into Scotland from Ireland on the Ulster side, up on the northern part, and they crossed into the New Hebrides, Heber again. This is where the children moved into, and the British Isles at the time were lightly populated, and they killed the Celts and whoever else happened to be there, and they simply took over. The Saxons came in through the Eastern Europe from Saxony in France. You may have heard of the Saxons, Isaac's sons. It's very simple. They're telling you who they are and exactly where they're coming from. So they had moved in and around 600 BC. A gentleman by the name of Nebuchadnezzar took the Jewish tribe into the Chaldean area, once again into Babylon. And so they were migrated out. At the time, there's a gentleman there by the name of Jeremiah. He let Jeremiah go anywhere he wanted to. Jeremiah said, no problem. He took his friend Baruch. He took a gentleman by the name of Ebed-Melech. He took the two daughters of Zedekiah. Zedekiah was the king that was killed by Nebuchadnezzar, and Nebuchadnezzar killed his 10 sons, and then gouged out poor old Zedekiah's eyes, took him into Babylon, where he died. So Jeremiah went into Ireland. He took the daughters. He took a group of people with him, looking for the other tribe members that had long since gone. And he took a rock about this big. It's called the Stone of Scone, where all the kings of Britain and Scotland have been coronated on top of that stone for several thousand years. That is the stone that Jesus Christ will be coronated, and he will sit on top of. Oh, by the way, the Queen of England is simply an offspring of David, just like you and I are. Hebrides, Hibernia, Iberia, Hebrews, Reuben, they all went into the British Isles. So if you are an offspring of someone from Western Europe, Spain, Italy, Italy was a big influx of the Hebrews, the Israelite people. Well, congratulations. You are a Hebrew. And the one daughter of Hezekiah that got married, she was coronated the Queen of Scotland. Her name was Scota. They found that she needed to have a husband, so they got the husband from, believe it or not, Spain, and this gentleman's name was Heber, Heber. So what the Israelites and the Hebrews that are their offspring have been trying to tell you where they're at for many years. The Bible says, that God speaking, I will talk to this people with a stammering tongue. That's the word stammering in Hebrew is L-A-G. Well, Hebrew reads from right to left. If you move that from left to right, that's Gael. I will speak to these people in Gael. So my name's Eric Bond. Hope you have a great day, and thanks.